And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome. You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi. I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick reminders, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way when uploads are made, you can say what the stars have to say to you. Also, one-on-one reads are now available again. If interested, either message me directly, links on main, and also a link in the bio, or email me and we can set it up, okay? What we're looking at in this round of reads for you is your career read for the month of January. About a week or so ago, we did the first and last for not only the new month, but the new year. This time, the career read surrounding the issues of our employment, labor, what we put into, what we get out of it, the things that we want to see our lucrative talents, flourish in. So as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even when it gets difficult, understand I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to purposely misguide you or mislead you. That's not what I do here. We just lay it out all on the table, good or bad, rain or sunshine, and we have that conversation, yeah? So follow along with me in your career read today, Scorpio, career read for the month of January, and yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to do this in a past, present, future time-based orientation because it's very linear and therefore easier to follow. So starting over here in the past, show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Scorpio in their career read. What other cards you'd like for us to see for Scorpio in their career read today? In the past, Judgment. Okay, good. Starting off strong. I'm going to hold off on my interpretation. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Nine of Pentacles coupling the Hermit. Okay. Good. Growth. Why do I say that? Judgment, divine timing, intervention, but also what lessons are there to be learned? Are we going to repeat the same cycles, or are we going to do what's best for us in our own interests? Nine of Pentacles, in it for the long haul. We are making decisions, we're doing them right, but more so, we're taking each step as we should. Counterbalance, but day by day. Hey, this is what we had to do. Boom. This is what I had to get there. I'm going to get there progressively. We're going to get there gradually. We're going to take it step by step. The Knights are cards of action, and therefore the Knight of Pentacles, very slow moving, but you're trying to make sure everything is right. We're not skipping by steps just because that would be easier. And so the Hermit, the card of Virgo, trusting in your wisdom that A, you got this, but B, more so, we're not going to cut corners. We're not doing that, not this time. We're going to make sure that we get it right. Hopefully, we take this opportunity and we maximize it. Good for you. I know it's the boring way, but it's also the way that's going to get you where you want to be, right? So let's look towards the present. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, in a time orientation of the here and now. What is had for Scorpio in their reading? In the present orientation of this reading. Good. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio today? Hierophant, the card Taurus. Okay, what is our calling? How do we pursue it properly? Next, King of Cups, showing the best that we have of ourselves, even concerted, because again, Kings are cards of confidence, but they're also the strong representation of fixed signs, you being fixed water. Six of Wands, now we can actually live in that victory. And that was opposed to the past where, okay, I don't want to repeat the cycle again. Let us not cut corners. We take it piece by piece. What are we going to do it? How do we do it right? Now in the present, okay, it worked out. Brick by boring brick, it worked out, right? And we're in a state in the current time frame of saying, yeah, this is actually what I like doing. I like being here. I like making it work out. And above all, it's showing itself back to me. That Six of Wands representing a form of victory with our knowledge and our pursuits. Tying that with the Hierophant up here, no, I made the right decision. It was the boring decision, and I understand, especially all that's going on back here, it was not the most fun decision, but it was the correct one. We're focused on correct here, not just, riding high and low energy vibes. What is correct? Taking it step by step. Okay. Next, in your future, show us the cards that we need to see, please. Future orientation for Scorpio in this read. What's found in the future orientation for Scorpio in their career read today? What are the cards that we need to see, please, for Scorpio in their career read? That's a break. Okay, don't be afraid to see it. Don't be afraid to look at it. What is going on for Scorpio in their read? And 3. Cool. In the future orientation, 2 of Swords. Wonder why we're back in the state of confusion. Got it. 2 of Cups. And what goes along with that, the 9 of Wands. Hey, the answers aren't always neat and even, but trust me, they are there. What we're saying right now, okay, I did all the things. I went by even if it's the most pragmatic and boring and unlikable method, hey, I did it. I did the hard work. Now that's where our present is. We're sitting and basically reveling in all the good things that we've done. In the future orientation, what is right for us? I think we're putting too much headspace into that. And the reason being is because that 9 of Wands is trying to do this mathematical formula, whereas it just has to go more with your feeling, right? The reason I'm saying this, Scorpio, again, your home element of water, that 2 of Cups coming out next to that 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords represents, confusion or the need to take a step back and try to analyze. You're saying that 2 of Cups, it can only be as good as the efforts I put into it, right? So I have to reframe, recalculate, and do this entire process over again. Not necessarily, right? You did the hard work, whatever you were doing for your personal venture, because trust me, I'm very much seeing this as not simply, your daily job or whatever that is, but also this is a project that meant a lot to you for the self. Now, in the future, not everything has to be measured by the misery of the past, right? 2 things can be true at once. We did the hard work to get to where we are, and we also learned the tools of the trade along the way. I don't want you to lose out on all the abundance and also all the lessons that you learned along that path, right? Give yourself some credit. And so not everything has to be struggle of, right? Not everything has to be, it has to be an uphill battle in order to be justified. Not necessarily the case. Underneath it all, 9 of Wands. What do we do when we have our freedom of the spirit? How do we embrace that? How do we put that forth, all that good and action-based energy to say, this is what I want to go for. I already know I could have done it. I've done it in the past. Now, what does that look like for me? I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Next, cards of connection. Reveal connective energies, please. The bridge gap between all time-based orientations here in Scorpio's career read. First, we look at what is held between the what was and the what is, the past and the present. What are the cards we need to see, please, for Scorpio in their career? King of Wands, the capacity to do right. Here, the only way forward was to do the long and boring process. And again, I respect you so much for it because you did not want to do that at all. Next, Judgment. Hey, are we learning the lesson? Are we getting the message? Yeah, this is how we do it. This is how we operate with it. It was a learning phase for you. A lot of lessons coming in all at once. 5 of Cups. Here, the notion of pain and sorrow, not necessarily in doing it, but also because I don't necessarily think you absolutely hated the process in its totality, but there's the realization that, we could have been here a lot earlier if we just took this route from the beginning. We definitely could have. So I understand. And I also understand how that translates forward. However, it's not just having to do all the boring processes all over again. It's about the lessons you learn along the way. That way we don't have to repeat it, right? Judgment normally doesn't come out unless there is some massive intervention that has to be handled that's beyond your control. And again, that's a card that's oftentimes beyond the control of you, or the fact that, hey, it's a sign that a cycle may be repeating unless the core lesson and value is had and determined. Here, you put yourself through that process, the internal, the external, and you got there. I get it. However, I don't want you to harp on it and think that you're totally lacking simply because it wasn't on the timeline that you originally asked for. Okay, there's so many opportunities ahead of you. You just have to look for it. Okay. Next, between the present and future orientation, show us the cards that we need to see, please. What is held between the now and the future, the what is and the what if. Strength, the card of Leo, the power of perseverance. Here, yeah, we can dedicate ourselves to the path. What does that look like now? We already proven internally you're in it for the long haul. You can pull it off, Scorpio. Congratulations. I totally get that. What does that look like? That's what I want you to determine. Next, Star, the card of Aquarius. Oh, and Seven of Swords. Right. That all is not as it appears on the surface. Okay. We can aim for a goal and say, hey, this determines why I should be here. I did all the justifying processes. Internally, what do we actually want? Right? I don't want you to just pursue everything for the sake of external validation. Right now, that Seven of Swords, it's asking the wrong questions, right? If we are to say we're moving from a present where we did all the hard work, we knocked out every obstacle, we put in all the necessary labor just to get where we are, and then in the future we end up confused again, well then what will ever make you feel secure, right? Because we're saying we're willing to try to reinvent the wheel over here, whereas we're not exactly ascertaining what our hope or our goal is, right? That's why we end up confused. And so we go from a present where, okay, this justified why everything worked out. So do I have to repeat this entire process over again? No, you just got to know what you're aiming for. Clear goals, no reinventing the wheel. Underneath it all, Page of Pentacles, the willingness to try. Again, I'm not necessarily looking at somebody who backs down easily either, but what I would have to say, I really want to stress this, I don't want you to miss out on other opportunities and the beauty of what's going on right now, just to say, okay, the only way to get there is by being miserable all over again. No. Two judgments. Both say no. Don't do that. Don't do that. There is both experience and lessons to be had. We take that experience, we take that lesson, and we move it forward so we make life easier on ourselves, yeah? Next. Show the cards over me to see, please. Here to find the major arcana strewn across the table, we first look towards judgment. What lesson is meant to be had and learned? What intervention must take place in order for that to happen? Show us the cards over me to see, please. We start with judgment and push forward. Ten of Cups. The harmonization of everything we want, all of our experiences, and the people who love and support us, making sure that it's right as we push forward. Yeah, if there was a good time, it was then. And you pulled it off. We listened to the signs. We did the necessary work. Totally understand that. To the Hermit, Emperor, the power of choice. Here, combining that with the Hermit, okay, if we're going to pursue this, we're going to pursue this all the way. What does that mean for us moving forward? And I think that Hermit back there, okay, we could have took the easy way and we would have started this entire cycle all over again. But this time, nah, we did the boring stuff. And once we did it, we knocked a lot of our obstacles out of the way. That doesn't mean we got to go through all that again, but it does mean that we had to learn our lesson for what that meant. Next, to the judgment in between, King of Cups, how to show the best of the self. It's rooted in the work that we do, not necessarily the immediate output. until you see that in yourself, you're not going to be able to recognize it. And I want you to know that full well. We've done too much hard work to say it was all for nothing with that Five of Cups. I refuse to believe that. Next to the Hierophant, page ones. Okay, so the optimism that, okay, I've done the necessary step-by-step process. I've listened to the signs. I've dedicated myself to that path. This is how it should look like, right? So we took a lot of our optimism, and it's still there, but it was like a massive growing flame, and reduced it down to a match. And so, yeah, I think until we affirm within ourselves what and why we're doing it, instead of just saying this is how it works, this is how it should be, we're not going to get the answers that we're looking for. And I do want you to sit with that, Scorpio, of we don't have to reinvent the wheel to justify our placement. We really don't have to do that. To strength, the card of Leo, King of Wands. At least we're willing to put up a fight. And I do commend you on that effort. Again, you're going to do what's right for you at the end of the day, and we're going to get some results, but you don't have to make it a game of self-inflicted punishment to justify getting, the most optimal situation that you want and deserve. You really don't have to do that. Next to the Star, King of Pentacles. Okay. So the hope now that you're making the right investment. Now we're asking better questions. Do we get to it immediately in the future? Still no. But we are able to sit with the fact that, okay, I've done all the necessary things to push my obstacles out the way. What is next? Next is the internal. None of these external validations or these external obstacles are going to give you anything that you need anymore. You've done the hard work. You've already proven that to yourself. Now, even if a very similar path with the same obstacles moved in your way, you're coming from a space of knowledge, you can knock that out a lot easier. You're coming from a space of experience. Hey, I know who to contact to make my life 10 times easier on this. What then do I feel is missing? It's a notion that I have to suffer in order to justify my placement. You don't need to do that. You already did the work. Just enjoy being here. So in the crossing pattern, Nine of Pentacles, our own autonomy, our own freedom, is crossed by the world. A cycle's true ending, not just the guidance of the answers. Don't reinvent the wheel. You deserve to be here, okay? Next, resolution. Real cards resolution for Scorpio and their read. What is held in space resolution for Scorpio and their journey today and their career read? Nice. But didn't hit the table, so I can't take. Oh, that's a break. Normally, this deck in particular never break, and I lost 2 cards. And those are going to be it. Well, 4 of Pentacles. Okay. Yes, you are holding on. This means to hold on to things that are tangible with kind of a strong grip, even a white knuckle grip. But I think the bigger lesson here to have, Scorpio, is that if you find something that's worth holding on to, you also need to learn what to let go of. They go hand in hand, right? You can't say I hold on to everything because everything is equally valuable. There's something flawed with that logic, right? Because eventually some stuff will start to weigh you down. So as we look at what our investments are or our change of pattern that we have done just to get what we got, we also got to look at, hey, I was at a certain stage. I was still learning. I'm going to forgive myself. We don't have to make this process harder than it is. Boom. And we can be as simple as that. No need to try to contemplate or justify it. We just move forward, okay? Next, 5 of Cups. Holding on to that 5 of Cups back here, representative of the pain of, I wish this just happened sooner. And I understand it. I don't want you to get down on yourself just because things aren't neat and even right now, but do celebrate the victories that you have. Yes, if we listened the first time and did all the hard and difficult stuff even farther back than this would indicate, yeah, we could have been leaps and bounds ahead. But that doesn't mean you're on the wrong timeline right now. We are where we are. Give yourself grace so that you can learn. Underneath it all, there's Swords. Heartbreak and remorse. I don't want to say that everything simply ends because of what's going on, but what I do have to say is the more we keep on shaming ourselves for what we could have done better the first time, the more we'll be clouded from what couldn't go right. And trust me, you have a lot going right now. We don't have to say that we got to reinvent the wheel just to say I deserve to be here. Well, all in all, in your reach today, Scorpio, yeah, you did the hard work and you got to where you did for a reason. Now, let's do the internal hard work of just saying, I deserve to be here and I don't need an external validation. I don't need another credit. I don't need another accolade. I could just say, no, I'm coming from experience. I'm coming from knowledge. I'm the right person for whatever the occasion is. Other people cannot prove that to you. Other circumstances cannot prove that to you. You've already proven it to yourself in terms of your work and your labor. Now prove it to yourself emotionally and spiritually. Say it with me, Scorpio. I deserve to be here. That's all I got in your read today. Hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it'll happen just like this did, piece by piece. But also, when you get that internal confidence, it'll be less confusion about what will fulfill you and more about you fulfilling yourself. Be kind to yourself, okay? See you around. Take care.